Effective coaching is all about solving problems. And one of the problems we have to solve is helping swimmers learn how to create as little drag as possible. And since it's a skill that's very difficult to improve, we have to get creative in order to make it happen. Hi everyone, Andrew here, helping you help your swimmers get faster. Compared to helping swimmers create more propulsion, helping them create less drag is very challenging. Instead of about being what to do, it's about what not to do. Swimmers have to be able to feel where they're creating drag and resistance in order to change the amount of drag and resistance that they create. In this video, I'm going to show you one of my favorite, if unorthodox, strategies for helping them do that, which is wearing clothing. Let's check it out. Swimming fast is ultimately simple, but not easy. The more propulsion swimmers create and the less drag they create, the more speed they create. So eliminating drag is a critical component of any skill development process. There are two major sources of drag. Typically, what we'll see, especially at lower levels of the sport, are major mistakes in alignment and position. So we're going to see swimmers that are swimming with their head way up out of the water, swimming with a massive arch in their back, their feet are dragging near the bottom of the pool. There's tons of excess up and down motion, whether that's breathing in freestyle or butterfly or breaststroke. There's even excess side to side motion. They're wiggling down the pool in freestyle and backstroke. These mistakes are pretty obvious. Most swimmers can recognize them, most coaches can recognize them, even if they don't necessarily understand exactly what's happening. There's another source of drag that's just as important, but much more overlooked. And so that's minor mistakes in alignment and position, typically seen even in advanced swimmers. So these are usually postural issues where swimmers are presenting more surface area to the water, which means more drag. Not only are they using poor postures generally, they're also losing their posture as they transition through positions. So when swimmers are rotating in freestyle and backstroke, they have to maintain their posture the whole way through. And they have to do that actively as they shift position. Same thing with butterfly and breaststroke. When swimmers are undulating up and down, they have to maintain their posture when they do that. And that can be very difficult for swimmers to do. And so even if they're rotating in the right amount or they're undulating in the right amount, if they're losing their position even slightly during those transitions, they're creating more drag, and those tiny little mistakes, they all add up, and that causes losses in speed. To help swimmers go as fast as possible, we need to address everything. The major issue with helping swimmers eliminate drag is that many swimmers can't feel the drag that they're creating, especially when we're talking about the small, subtle mistakes. So we need strategies to help them learn how to feel what they're doing. One of the most effective strategies there is wearing clothing. It seems unorthodox, it seems odd, but it gets the job done. So the first step is swimming with the clothing. So wearing the clothing actually creates more drag on the body. If a swimmer is swimming with a t-shirt, they're going to feel what it's like to have drag across their shoulders, drag across their chest, and drag across their stomach. If they're on their back, they're going to feel the same things on the back side of their body. So the drag is magnified. And that means swimmers are going to have more awareness of where they're creating drag. So before, they didn't know, but now by turning up the pressure, turning up the drag, they can feel it. Step two is then swimming without the clothing. So when they have the clothing on, there's going to be much less flow over the skin, and so swimmers aren't going to necessarily feel that. They'll feel the pressure of the clothing on their skin, they'll feel the drag that way, but they won't feel the flow of the water. Now, take the clothing off and all that water is flowing over their skin, and they have much better awareness of the pressure that they're creating, the drag they're creating as they move through the water, because they can better feel the flow of the water over their skin. It's just like when you're sitting in a room with the lights on, you turn the lights off for a couple minutes, you turn them back on, and the same light is perceived to be a lot brighter. We have the same thing going on. So now again, swimmers have more awareness of where they're creating drag, and they're going to be better able to make those adjustments. What we're doing here is improving feel for the water, and instead of improving the ability to sense pressure and create propulsion, we're improving the ability to sense pressure on the body and therefore eliminating drag. Here are some simple strategies to optimize the implementation of clothing. The first concept is to create awareness, and that is going to create change. So pair swimming with clothing with regular swimming. So we'll swim with the clothing so that they can feel the drag generated by the clothing, and then they'll swim without the clothing to feel the flow of the water over their body. And again, we're creating awareness in two separate ways, and we're finishing by regular swimming so they can apply it all where it matters most. And to increase the impact of the clothing, I like to pair it with performance goals. So stroke counts, stroke rates, speed, it forces them to change how they're moving through the water and try to move through the water more effectively. And when they're doing that with the clothing on, we're forcing them to explore how to change their posture and their position, even with the clothing, which is going to make it that much easier to do when they take the clothing off. It's also really effective to make alignment drills or any drill designed to improve posture or position that much more effective. We increase the impact. When using clothing, it's all about the sensory awareness. So we don't want to create a ton of fatigue that really disrupts their stroke. We're trying to help them learn to swim better, and so we don't necessarily want to destroy that with fatigue. And if they're getting really tired, they're going to be paying more attention to what they're feeling in terms of fatigue rather than the resistance that they're feeling over their body as they move through the water with the clothing. So while using fatigue during skill development activities is generally a good approach, it's not quite as effective when using it with clothing. So we'll start off with a breaststroke set. We're going to go 3 rounds through here. They're going to go 350s breaststroke with shorts. They're going to descend those 1 to 3 at the same stroke count. So they're trying to create more speed without taking more strokes, and they've got to manage that extra drag that's happening over their hips. Then they're going to go 50 breaststroke, solid effort. Whatever stroke count that we're using for the 350s, they've got to take 2 less strokes on that 50. Then they're going to go 425s breaststroke with shorts. They're going to descend those 1 to 4 at the same stroke count. They're going to use the same stroke count that they used for the 350s. And because they're 25s instead of 50s, they should be able to go faster. So for instance, if they took 20 total strokes on those 50s, they're going to take 10 strokes on those 25. So it's half of what it is, but the same stroke count per 25. Then they're going to go 25 breaststroke strong effort. They're going to take 1 less stroke than the 350s. So they've got another stroke to play with. They should be able to go faster. Then we're going to repeat that 2 more times. Each round, they're going to take more strokes and they're going to try to go faster. So we're helping them learn how to stay long and create speed while overcoming the resistance on their body. And when they take that drag off, they're going to be a lot more aware of what they're doing and be able to better slide through the water to create speed. Next set, a little bit more of an aerobic set. We're going freestyle, 2 rounds through. They're going to go 425s freestyle with shorts. They're going to minimize stroke count and time. So they've got to get long, they've got to get fast, and they've got the shorts on. So they've got to figure out how to manage the extra drag over their hips. Then they're going to go 3 100s freestyle, negative split at the same stroke count. They should be feeling pretty slippery there. They're trying to be really good the second half, create more speed without taking more strokes. Then they're going to go 4 more 25s done the same way, but now they're going to use a t-shirt, so they're going to have drag more on their torso rather than their hips. They've got to find a way to get long and go fast in spite of that extra drag. Then they're going 475s, descend 1 to 4 at the same stroke count. They've got to create more speed as they go through. The idea, they try to find a way to create less drag, improve their body position in order to create more speed. Set like this, the rest periods are relatively controlled, so it's in a more of an aerobic set, but we're helping them improve the amount of resistance that they create as they move through that set. This is an underwater kicking speed set. We're going to help swimmers create less drag under the surface. So they're going to go 412.5s underwater dolphin kick with a t-shirt as fast as they can at 0.60 seconds per cycle. So they've got to kick every 0.6 seconds. Number 1 and number 2, they're going to go arms across their chest, creating even more drag. Then they're going to go 215s underwater dolphin kick, again at 0.60. They've got no t-shirt on now. It's fast. And then they're going to go 100 freestyle, 8 fast kicks every wall. And the swim effort is steady, solid, strong by round. So we're going to start off with the drills and the t-shirt to help them feel the resistance. Then they're going to transition to some regular underwater kicking. And then they're going to put it all together, going fast underwater kicking while actually swimming. Each round they'll use faster kick rates and try to create more speed. For more on how to use clothing to help swimmers go fast, check out the video below.